Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. I want to concentrate on just one aspect of the prison system, and that is the workforce. Prison officers are working with people with complex mental health issues, people who have experienced trauma throughout life. They're working day in, day out with people who may assault them. They keep watch over people who want to end their life, or at the forefront of tackling organised crime, work to intercept drugs, have to work in high conflict and high tension situations and suffer intolerable abuse. Prison officers have told me about an unbelievable and disgusting practice named potting, where prison officers dump a bucket of urine and excrement over the head of a prison officer. They're routinely spat at, and nationally, so today, 20 staff every day on the prison estate are assaulted, yet somehow prison officers are not seen as frontline workers. And I would like to challenge that in the strongest terms, because although their work is behind closed doors, their heroics should be seen and valued in the same way as other public sector workers. The increase in violence and tension in prisons cannot, of course, be seen in a vacuum. It's part of the perfect storm that has been mentioned today, one of huge cuts to prison staff, massive increase in the use of the drug spice, and a historically high prison population. There have been thousands of prison officers' jobs cut, and I know there has been an effort to recruit more prison officers, and this is certainly welcomed. But we must acknowledge that they enter the service on very different terms and conditions to those with longer service, and even those people with longer service have had their terms and conditions radically altered. They're now expected to work much, much longer. And recruitment drives aside, the capacity to retain those new recruits, however, remains in question. I agree with the POA that 68 is too late a retirement age for such a strenuous and stressful jobs, and I support their members to challenge that increased pension age. And I think I would find it hard to argue against, or anyone would find it hard to argue against, a clear correlation between the difficulties in recruitment and retention of prison staff and the erosion of those pay and terms and conditions, alongside the difficult circumstances that I've just mentioned. A prison officer who I met recently said that their pay was only £13 better off today than 7 years ago, and this is somebody with over 30 years of service. That surely cannot be right. Of course, staff shortages are more pronounced in the south, but those shortages impact on other regions, in particular in the North East, through the detached duty system. And if I can get anything out of the debate, I would like clarity and assurance that the Minister will look into this system, a system which sees prison officers from my region being asked to work away for prolonged periods of time, staying in hotel rooms, being sent to prisons where there's not a long-standing relationship with those prisoners, where they have no in-depth understanding or knowledge of their needs, issues or personalities, making those shifts more precarious. And the Justice Select Committee found that in the 13 months of the scheme, it cost around, of the first 13 months of the scheme, it cost £63.5 million to the taxpayer. And I would like to know how much that system has cost to date, and if the department should not have considered spending that money on incentivising the jobs better, making it more likely that people in the south should apply. Many workers in the north, I'm told, only accept detached duty because of their own dwindling pay. And I think if we are serious about addressing the crisis in our prisons, then we must start with the workers. We have to make sure that they are working in safe conditions, and that safety, I believe, is in numbers. That there is a concerted effort to keep more experienced workers alongside the newer staff. Through the cutbacks, we have lost far too much organisational knowledge and experience in our prison service. There must be acknowledgement that this is a strenuous frontline job, and to make these people work until 68 with that really difficult fitness test is completely untenable, and will be more expensive for the service through things like temporary injury benefits awards and medical inefficiency payments. I just want to end on this. We have to value these workers by turning the prison service into a career again rather than just a job. And we must do this by stopping wasting millions and millions of pounds in short-term stick and plaster solutions and really invest in the workforce.